Hello. Some of you may know me. I was recently asked by two idiots to say a few words on their behalf. So, here goes. They're raw, unrefined, definitely rough around the edges. Apparently, they're all you're gonna need for the next 2 hours. Really?
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, depending on where you are and you're watching this. It's time for another episode of Something for the Weekend. And so we're going to do some Would You Rather questions today. But without further ado, we will get this show going.
This is the moment you've all been waiting for. The show that discusses everything you want to hear and says everything you want to say. Tackling the tough topics and taking the piss out of everything serious. From all over the world, this is Something for the Weekend. With your hosts, Andre, Joey, Easy, Big T, and the lady keeping them in line, Roxanne.
Well, before I bring my co-hosts in, I want to take a minute because none of them probably care, especially those from across the pond. But my Tennessee Vols are 7-0 right now. We're ranked number 3 in the country and waiting on this week's rankings to come out. So the only one that maybe appreciates that, Big T, how are you today?
I am well, Joey. How about yourself, man?
Hey, go Big Orange, man. Go Big Orange.
Yeah, you and my homeboy Kevin, y'all both Tennessee fans, so he's doing the same thing right about now.
That's right. It's been a long time.
Yeah, man.
All right, and our compatriot from across the pond, having some government issues just like we are lately, Andre.
Yeah, for sure. We're having some government issues. And you was right about the Tennessee stuff. No idea what you're talking about.
I know you don't.
Not interested either.
Yeah. And the lady who's going to try to keep us in line, as the video said, Roxanne, how are you?
I am good, but I got my work cut out for me to keep you guys in line.
Yep. And we don't have Easy with us today. He's got some other things going on, so we'll miss Easy, but the show must go on. So the Tennessee, it's a university here in Knoxville where I live. It's where my daughter goes to college. My sister went to college there. My wife did a master's degree at one of their campuses, and I've been a Tennessee fan my whole life. So this is real football. Yeah.
It's
real football.
You mentioned it before. We're not interested in that.
Our football players don't flop around on the ground when somebody walks too close to them. So
yeah, no, your football players pick up the ball with your hands, didn't you?
That's it.
Why do you call it footballing?
Because they kick it off at the beginning of the game. They kick field goals. That's it. That's why.
And then after that, they just run with it with their hands.
Yeah, it's like what? My thing is like, it's so much easier to hold a ball and throw a ball with your hands. Why wouldn't you use your hands instead of your feet? It's so much easier.
But why wouldn't you call it handball then?
Because there's already a sport called handball.
Is that?
So there's a sport called handball. You guys play soccer. That's the thing.
No, we play football.
Yeah.
In America, you guys play soccer. Here, we play football.
Sure.
See, it's a reason it's called European football and not just football.
It's not. It's just called football. You guys might call it European football. It's called football.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's just.
Okay.
But I will say, out of everything I've ever seen about European football, I see way more racist things happen from the fans in European football than I see in American football. There's some crazy stuff out there that happens in European. I can't remember which country it was, but they were throwing bananas on the field. Give me a break.
Okay.
Come on.
But no, we're not talking about football. We're talking about something else. But
I know, I understand that.
Why do you call it European football? I mean, it's played all over the world. Why do you call it European football?
Well, because we're trying to give you guys some credit.
Okay.
You know, one of the things I admire about European football is the the fact of, they just continue to try to make it American football, through the word. But it is what it is. That's life. You know what I'm saying? Like, if anything, I'm really impressed with the leg strength. Like, I would hate to get kicked by one of those guys. Like, that's like
you would never be able to be kicked by them, because if you got close enough for them to kick you, they're gonna flop on the ground. They can kick you.
So
I'm just saying,
what cool?
You walk up to them and go, hey man, will you kick me? They were like, ah.
Is it called football, or is it American football?
No, it's called real football.
Over here we just call it football.
We call it real football.
Yeah. Over here we call it football, and we actually don't call it European football. We actually just call it soccer over here, is what we call it. Soccer. Yeah. So, and the only soccer that I enjoy is like the women's World Cup soccer. Like, I enjoy that because the women seem way more tough than the men do when it comes to football.
See, there's the rantings of someone who doesn't fully appreciate or understand the finer qualities of football.
I'm just saying that. Well, first off, the U.S. men's team sucks, and the U.S. women's team is really good. So,
it's such an elegant sport, the way you put it. Right now, when it comes to female sports, give me volleyball, give me tennis, give me Olympics. I'm all for it.
Sure.
Basketball on good days, but we know what's going on there. But that's nothing different. I say we get back to the show.
Sure.
So we're gonna do some would you rather questions today, and I think I've got a good one that actually spins off into multiple. So I'll let you guys go first in case what I bring up really ends up taking a while. But I say before we get into that, we'll get into a little bit of views on the news. So does anyone want to go first? Otherwise, I've got one right here. I'll go for.
I'll go first.
All
right. The reason why I say that is because I've got two. They're very short, but I'll do one at the beginning, maybe one later on after. But anyway, okay. Short. A yet to be identified lady has revealed that she slept with 40 men on her 40th birthday to celebrate the memorable day. Speaking in the interview, the lady said that she set herself a challenge to sleep with 40 men when she turned 40 years. Just to be clear, that's not 40 men by the time she's 40. That's 40 men on her 40th birthday.
So that's more than one per hour.
She's already most women would say that's about right anyway.
I'm just saying like that's more than one per hour. Imagine if you're number 37. Imagine if you're number 7. I mean, you don't have to go that deep into it. I guess that's wrong, but still, I mean,
sure. Not everyone can.
Not everyone can.
Right.
Obviously. Yeah, so the lady further revealed that sleeping with 40 men on the same day was her birthday present for herself, adding that the experience was fun. Now, according to the woman who wasn't worn out after the sexual escapade with the 40 men, according to the woman, she wasn't worn out after the sexual escapade with the 40 men, and she still had enough energy for her husband that night. So that's, for me, it was only that last sentence that really, and I read this today, so it's only today I decided to bring it here, and it was fine. It was just another throwaway bit of information which I would have just read and moved on. But when I read the last sentence,
wow, so Forget about being number 7 or number 37. He's not even number 40. He's number 41. He's 41.
Well, obviously, he loves his wife. Joey, I know you love your missus.
Yes.
So you do what you can to make her happy. So you guys, what if your missus said, that's what I want for my birthday?
Yeah, I mean, she can go out and do that if she wants to. Just, don't come back to the house when you're done. and definitely don't come back and go, all right, your turn, big boy.
That's
God. Yeah. So
was it on both of their bucket lists? Like, did he watch? Like, he had, I would really like to watch that.
It didn't go into any much detail, but obviously he must be getting a thrill out of that as well. I mean,
so what I noticed when you started reading that story, and you probably didn't see because you're looking forward and reading or whatever, is that as soon as you said a woman wanted to sleep with 40 men on her birthday, Roxanne smiled and started nodding her head.
Is that so?
I was going to say it's my birthday.
Is it? See if I can find 60 men.
Wow.
Yeah. See, I was gonna say, well, you're 28 men. That's not as bad as 40.
No.
No. I had to take
Maybe.
it.
Exactly.
Maybe she did 4 10-men sessions. Like,
Ooh, that's that. I think that makes it worse.
All right. So as far as time goes, did she give like, because there's a woman who set the Guinness record. She just laid on her back and I guess had her legs in stirrups, and guys had I think 7 minutes apiece or something like that. So was she like in that scenario to where, she had them on a schedule? You know what I'm saying? If you couldn't get up, that she brought in another one? I don't know.
Yeah, these
are the questions I have.
They didn't go into details, but yeah, pretty amazing.
She's a champ. She's a champ. I'll tell you that.
Sure.
She's
something. I don't know. The champ is what I would say. She's something. Yeah, it's a yeah. It's a 5-letter word like champ, but it's not champ. But
there you go.
All right. I read that today. Next, who's that?
Okay. All right.
I got one.
All right, go
ahead. Let me ask you a question. Do you know anybody who's ever got evicted from their apartment?
Yeah, actually.
Nothing I can think of off the top of my head, no.
Okay. Have you ever, somebody to fight their eviction?
Yeah, unsuccessfully, but yeah.
Well, I read about it all the time. People trying to do that.
Yeah, I came across a story where this lady didn't like the fact that she was getting evicted, and she found a different way to fight back. A Massachusetts woman who released a swarm of bees on sheriff deputies after they tried to serve her an eviction notice has now faced multiple charges of battery. Rory Woods pled not guilty at her arraignment on October 12th in Springfield District Court and was released on bail after judgment was rained on her. Now, it also said that she and other protesters maintained that they were trying to prevent a wrongful eviction. The homeowner, Alton King, brought evidence of a bankruptcy to state of court the next day, in which point out everything should have stopped, said Grace Ross and the Massachusetts Alliance Against the Predatory Lending. So apparently it seemed like it was some corrupt stuff going on with the bank, and she didn't find the legal way to go about preventing this, so she just went for what she knew, and that's apparently throwing bees at people. You know what I mean? So I would have thought of it of a more clever way. Like, I would have gave them a basket and say, "Here, could you hold this?" And then close the door. And then when I closed the door, the string would have lifted up the lid, and they would have went everywhere. So it's technically not me assaulting them. The bees kind of did it on their own. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're gonna commit crime, do it the smart way. But she has chops. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, she could have did it better. But yeah. I don't know. That's different. She could have put him in the car.
Definitely different.
Yeah. I'm now I'm gonna think about whatever happens if I get evicted. What will I do? Come back to me. Come back.
Oh.
Say thank you to Audrey Haynes. She sent us 200 stars.
Oh wow.
And she
Thank you,
also
Audrey
made a
Haynes.
comment regarding Andre's news on the views on the news. She says, "Thank God it wasn't her 69th birthday. God knows what would have taken place."
No. Ooh. 2 words, is it?
Yeah, I got a couple suggestions of what would have taken place.
I'm sure you have.
Yeah, a lot of doubles and triples.
Good Lord. All right, so I've got two. I've got two here. One's funny to me for a different reason, but this first one is just I don't know. So anyway, there's a woman named Shyla Rodden. She's a victim of an accident. 26 years old. She remains in critical condition at this point, but she had just recently had a car accident and had to learn how to walk again. And if you know anybody that's had to go through some of that stuff, it's a bit crazy. Like I've seen some of that in my time with some family and things like that. It's crazy. But after her accident, she learned how to walk. She goes to an amusement park, and she's now in critical condition because after learning how to walk, she got hit by a roller coaster at an amusement park.
Hold on.
So in January of 2021, she was thrown from her car after it ran into a truck. And it was reported she wasn't wearing her seatbelt. And then that comes less than 2 months after her brother had died as well. So that family's just going through hell. But it says that she just learned to walk after a horrific car crash. And then eyewitnesses who unintentionally captured the moment the 26th girl was struck by the roller coaster said he hasn't slept ever since. And let's see here. She's in critical condition at Royal Melbourne Hospital after she walked onto the roller coaster track at the amusement park and was struck by the roller coaster. She was trying to retrieve a dropped cell phone from beneath the track when she was struck and dragged 25 feet into the air before falling. So, yeah.
So why is that? Is that amusing to you?
It's
ironic.
It's ironic. It's funny, ironic. That's it.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
for sure.
Okay. So, has anyone seen the movie The Great Outdoors?
Yes. Great movie.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's an American movie. My friends from across the pond, but
we just call them movies over here.
Okay.
There was a character in there. I forget his name, but he was struck by lightning 77 times. Yeah. And it was based off a guy, I think it was either in Wisconsin or Montana, who actually got struck by lightning 23 times because of where he lived at in the mountains. Like he would move his cabin, and wherever he moved, it seemed like when he was outside, he was just like attracting it. So I'm thinking about him and I'm thinking about her. I'm like, when she gets out the hospital, she might get hit by a bus. Like, she might want to become agoraphobic. You know what I mean? Not that I'm saying that's a good thing. I'm just saying I wouldn't want to leave the house anymore. Like, come on. I learned how to walk and I get hit. Well, maybe she did something dumb. I don't know. There's a lot of details that they aren't bringing up.
If you get hit 20 times by lightning, are you unlucky or lucky?
That's an interesting question. Are you unlucky or lucky?
If I get superpowers, I'm lucky.
Isn't that how the Flash was? Isn't that how the Flash came about? He got struck by lightning or something?
Yeah, but he also had certain chemicals introduced to his body. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not that into the comic book stuff.
Oh, Joey, man, I'm sorry, man. I didn't know you wanted to leave the show. That's crazy, man.
I'm just not, I enjoy the movies and that's about it. So I don't have time to read comic books. It's like playing video games. That's somebody asked me yesterday, you play any video games? Like, no, I'm 41 years old. I have a life and a job and a family. Who has time for playing video games? Anyway.
There's a lot of guys now probably listening now saying, who's this geezer think he is? Yeah. Video games.
Hey, different strokes for different folks is all I got to say.
Right. All right. So I've got one more news story, and it's funny to me because it's sad funny. Yeah. So leaders of a Yale University orientation program called Focus on New Haven. It's one of several orientation programs for new students, and it focuses on community service and local activism. But this program has apologized for what they described as an act of violence perpetrated by the students in the program. Now, this act of violence is cleaning up debris from an evacuated homeless encampment. It says, when the program's directors learned that one of the program's partners, the New Haven Department of Parks and Trees, instructed students in the orientation group to remove debris from a recently cleared homeless encampment, they condemned the act as violence and terminated their partnership with the Department of Parks and Trees. It says the incident reportedly took place when a group of focused leaders and students took part in a volunteer project with the Parks and Trees Department, collecting litter from around the city's West River. Let's see here. This said an external project supervisor instructed students to pick up debris around the now extinct homeless encampment, with Focus program leadership claimed police had forcibly evacuated the homeless people in that area. The statement from the group's director says, this sort of violence, cleaning up after the cops and the theft of unhoused people's homes and belongings, is antithetical to the values of our group. The fact that our group members were told to participate in this violence speaks to the gap between the ideals we hold and the work we actually do. One thing is clear: Focus needs to change. So, to me, that's funny. That's funny because it's sad that that's where we're at as a society over here in the U.S., that cleaning up a homeless encampment that it was evacuated is considered violence. And so, yeah.
Didn't they just pass a law in California that homeless is illegal? Being homeless is illegal or something like that?
I don't know, but no, I don't know. I don't think California did, because California is real big on like letting the homeless people do their thing. And I don't know.
Well, maybe it was just LA. Maybe it was
I don't
just
know.
LA.
I don't know, but they're not throwing homeless people in jail. That's for sure. So anyway.
But yeah. I'm not quite clear on why it would be classed as was it say violent?
Violence, yes.
Yeah,
because sure because nowadays in the U.S., anything that makes young people upset is considered violence. So
or egregious.
Yeah, well, egregious violence. Yeah. So
I'm guessing if there were homeless people living there and they were forcibly removed, and then someone else comes and clears away what was classed as rubbish, but to those people, it would have been stuff that they viewed as what they required to live as a homeless person, then obviously then there's an issue there somewhere.
Yeah, I think the forcibly removed is a strong description of it that they used to drive their point home. I think they were basically just told they couldn't stay there anymore, as I think what happened. I'm not 100% sure, but I think they were told they couldn't stay there anymore, and then what was left there was what the homeless people left behind.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make sense of that, because that's the only way I could see it could make any sort of sense. But if you're telling me that homeless people left there, were told they had to leave and left, and the stuff that they left wasn't stuff that they wanted, then how can cleaning it up be anything but good is beyond me. So
there's no good deed goes unpunished over here anymore.
I'm not gonna lie. When you first started reading, I thought that they left like a filthy mess, and then they considered that an egregious act to try to make somebody clean it up. Like it was like poop on squirrels and stuff like that.
No.
Like,
no,
that's
homelessness is getting bad over here, and it's not to say we don't have a problem that we need to fix to help people out, whether it's mental health or whatever. But in I think is it Sacramento or is it San Francisco or whatever? There's an app. If you go to the city, there's an app you download, so it tells you where to go in the city, so that you don't have to walk through human feces because of all the homeless people, and they're just not cleaning it up. They can't. It's too bad. Yeah, it's rough. It's bad.
Why can't they clean up? What do you mean they can't clean up?
It's not that they can't. First off, there's too many homeless people, and the city can't afford to clean all of that stuff up. But California's went off the deep end when it comes to homeless people, that you can't do it. Used to, if you had a family member that had a mental illness or something like that, and that was because 70% of homeless people are dealing with a mental illness, and people don't want to admit that. And so you could go get that family member, and you could make them go into a mental institution and get help. And oftentimes they would come out of that mental institution better and happy because the family made them do that, because they were living a healthier life. They're not dealing with all this stuff. They're not homeless. The family's helping them. They're whatever. But California's made it so you can't do that anymore. You cannot, outside of giving a homeless person money or letting them move into your house, there's not a whole lot you can do for homeless people in California anymore. It's gone off the deep end, which is funny to me. It's funny that we've let ourselves implode like that. It's just like one step closer to just complete anarchy that which I'm not a fan of, but it's still funny to me that in the attempt to be progressive, we're completely digressing as a society.
So you mean to tell me that we can? Okay, I'm not going to say that part, but instead of doing something about the crap, you created an app so you can avoid the crap.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
An app for the crap.
I don't know if that's lazy or genius. I don't
genius
know.
for whoever created the app, because I'm sure that they got paid multiple millions of dollars by the city of San Francisco to create the app. But it's
you had to step in a lot of crap to create that app, though. It's like, okay, stay off this street, stay off this one too. Like, I gotta throw these shoes away. This is crazy.
Yeah. There's a famous prominent lawyer here in the U.S. called Mark Garagos, and he has his law practice in California. And I used to listen to a podcast that he is on, and he's talking about there's 3 homeless men that live outside of his restaurant. He owns a restaurant there in LA as well. There's 3 homeless men that kind of live right outside that restaurant, and they'll disappear for a couple of days and come back or whatever. It is against the law if they are gone for a few days for him to go out there and have someone clean their stuff up and throw it away to make the front of his restaurant look better. It's completely against the law for him to do that. That's considered theft of property. That's insane to me. That's insane.
Yeah, I've heard it somewhere.
Anyway, sorry.
Yeah,
that's my I do legitimately find it funny though that's classified as violence, and we have to apologize for that. So
sure,
this is America.
Yeah. All right, let's go. Let's get into the topic at hand today. Would you rather questions. Like I said, I've got one that could spin into several because it's layered for me. I was asking my wife these same questions a week or so ago. But so mine can spin into layers and layers. So I definitely want to open the floor up to any of you to be able to go first with your question.
All right. And let me hit the ground running then for Joey. drops his one. So yeah, first I want to start by reading this off. An ad. A woman put an ad in the papers. Boyfriend is allergic to new kitten, so can't keep him. He's ginger, named Tom, friendly, and comes when called. He's 28 years old and works in IT. So the reason why I'm going to call that out, because that comes to my question. Your partner becomes allergic to the family pet and they say they have to go. What do you do?
The pet has to go. Yeah, the pet has to go. People are more important than animals. I love my dogs, but people are more important than animals.
How long have I known this person?
Well, that's for sure. But let's just say one of my, my wife, like I would say this. My son is a bit of allergic. When he comes to our house, he has an allergic reaction because he's been away from the dogs for a while. But there's a possibility he's going to have to move back in here before too long. And I'm not getting rid of my dogs because now he's moving back into the house. It's different if he had lived here, we got a dog and he was allergic, then we get rid of the dog. But he's choosing to move back into the house.
Your son's gonna have to suck it up then.
He's just gonna have to get used to it, and he will. He'll be here for a couple months, and he'll get used to it. It won't bother him anymore. But no, if we got a new dog and we were all living at home or a cat or whatever, and somebody was allergic to it, yeah, we'd get rid of it. That's just
okay. I just wondered because I know Jerry and his love for dogs. But okay.
I love my dogs. Human beings do not deserve dogs.
Yes, I know. That's one of the reasons why I asked that question, because I remember you made that statement. Coming up anyway. So T, do you want to drop one?
Yeah. So I think that during lockdown last year, or the quarantine period, a lot of people started having deep conversations, and a lot of things were coming to the surface or being spoken for the first time. Some truths are harder than others to accept, so it made me think about this particular scenario. Let's say you're having one of those conversations with your partner and you find out something crazy. So would you rather find out or deal with the fact that your lady or whatever used to be a guy, or would you rather accept
You're stepping
the fact
on mine. You're stepping on mine. This is really right where mine's at too.
Or would you rather what? Never know.
Or if they were a criminal, like went to jail 20 years, hid it, you never knew anything about it. Would you rather them, have told, or so would you rather have them hidden, hidden their gender, their born gender from you, or the fact that they were a criminal, like a hard criminal?
Oh, that's an easy one. That's an easy one for me to answer.
Yeah, I'm guessing. I mean, if someone was a criminal, and they paid their dues to society and all that stuff, and they're reformed, and and then yes, for me, in other words, what they've done in their past shouldn't really be too important to me. It's more about how they are now. So the criminal one, I could probably live with.
Well, how if
they were a drug lord?
Drug lords. Well, again, if they're not dealing with drugs now, again.
No, I'm saying like, okay, so what if it was still going on? Like they hid their criminal enterprise, behind, like you didn't know anything about it. So if it continued, like if it was something that they were doing this entire time, and how you found out was that the FBI kicked in your door.
For goodness sake. You're not making it easy, are you?
Yeah, I mean, for me, that's an easy one. Especially when you put it like that, it's easy. Like I would rather that they had the surgery and everything, and they were fully a woman now. Like honestly, but if initially I thought you were saying they're hiding from you that they used to be a criminal and they got in trouble for it, or they're hiding that they used to be a man. And for me, it's like, well, if I got to choose between those two, then I'm going to choose the criminal one. But you're saying they're still a criminal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then but they're not still a man. They've had the surgery. They've completely transitioned to woman, right? Is that what you're asking? Is that, or they're a man? They just hide it really well. Which one are you asking me?
Ain't no hiding it really well for over years. You know what I mean? You have to either be drunk or just that oblivious to what's going on.
In denial.
You know what I mean?
No, I'm just look, whatever. I mean, I'm just look. Regardless, they are fully a woman now, right? That's what you're saying. They've transitioned.
Yes.
They've had the surgery. They're a woman now, right?
Yeah,
that's what. Yes. Okay. Then I choose that over they're currently a criminal. I guess it depends on what the criminal is. I mean, are they like Heisenberg, where they're bringing in just hundreds of thousands of dollars every month? Because I might take that. I might take the money.
Of course, you never knew anything about it. Nothing changed in the household. So if you had a moderate living or whatever, or somewhat
I got you.
living,
then I'll
take. But secretly, they had bricks and bodies and islands and stuff. You know what I mean?
I'll take the transitioned woman. Yeah.
Okay. Andre.
the cough heard round the world.
I don't know.
You have to answer. That's the beauty of this. You have to answer.
I guess that yes, if I didn't know and I found that person attractive and I was in a relationship with that person, and I've been with that person for a period of time. So I mean, here's my answer. If I found out that Roxanne was a man, I wouldn't dump her. That's my answer. I'll stay with her. Okay. That's about it. Thank God. That's my answer right there. That's about as good as I can get. That's my answer right there. If Roxanne's a man, I wouldn't dump her. Okay. What about you, T? What about you, T?
Give me the criminal. Give me the criminal.
That's exactly what I thought he would say. That's exactly what I thought. He would say.
See, man. Give me
I made a vow, to death do us part.
Exactly.
They ain't gonna know about everything, and her book's gonna be good if I don't, break her out or whatever. You know what I mean? So yeah.
All right. So Roxanne, what do you say to that question?
Again, I think it all depends on the crime, but I'd take the person who's changed their sex.
Okay.
Okay.
Is it Andre or Andrea?
Let's move swiftly on because it's taking a.
Oh well, I mean, we'll move on to mine, but mine is right up the same lane.
Okay.
So I'm actually it's going to spin. It's going to spin off a little bit. So the first thing is, and if I've asked this before on here, then just stop me and I'll move right on to the next thing. But the first thing was, would you rather have one night with someone you consider a 10? Like you get one night to do whatever with someone you consider a 10. All right. Or you can have a threesome with two people that add up to 12.
Okay. Well, I guess. I was going to say you can.
So you can split that. You can split the 12 up however you want. You could take a 10 and a 2. You could take
a 10 and 2, and then
you can take a 10 and a 2, but you have to have a threesome. Nope. You have to. It has to be a threesome. So you can take a 10 and 2, 2 6s, a 7 and a 5, 8 and a 4. I'm saying you split it up however you want. A 1 and an 11. Whatever. I don't care.
I think maybe just
or
the 10.
You take the 110.
Just 110. Just 110.
Okay, so it's kind of difficult because beauty is subjective, right? So
sure. So, but we're basing it on what you consider. someone that you consider a 10, and then two people that you consider to be adding up to 12. See, I was going to start out and say 2 people that add up to 10, but that's easy. You just go with a 10 at that point. You know, who wants 2 5s? But I'm just saying, like, so that's why I bumped it up to a 12.
That's a tough one, but man, Salma Hayek. I'm sorry, the threesome that can happen any other time, but Salma Hayek.
But think of it like this: Salma Hayek and a 2.
Just shoot the 2 just in the way.
Hey, but now you get the story. But now you get the story to tell with it.
Okay, she can hold the camera. I mean,
Jerry said the 2 is going to be fully involved.
So technically, actually, that would work out because
I knew I could change him.
To me, it's she's like unchartable. Like, you know, as far as how I fantasized about her when I was younger. So it's just like, I mean, man. Like so if someone considered like Chloe Bailey to be a 2, so if I can get Salma Hayek and Chloe Bailey, man, I could possibly
know who
die
Chloe
happy
Bailey
man.
Is. I gotta look up Chloe Bailey. I don't even know who that is.
But as Joey said, it's what you consider. So unless you consider Chloe to be a 2, and I'm pretty sure you don't.
I wouldn't say she's a 2 on public airways, not at all. So, yeah.
She's got an interesting look.
Interesting look.
She's something. It's interesting. I'm not into it. I think there's. Yeah.
It's understandable. I'm going for the 2-fer. I'm taking the 2-fer.
You're going with a 10, but how you gonna split up? Are you gonna go 10 and a 2, or are you gonna go like a 8 and a 4? What are you gonna do? 6 and a 6?
Well, I'm gonna do a 10 and a 2.
Okay.
No. I take that back. 9 and a 3.
So you wouldn't get your Salma Hayek then?
That's right.
All right. Oh yeah, good point.
You wouldn't get a 10.
So don't kill me for this, but Selma's a 10 in my mind, but I don't know her personality, so she might be, you know, it
doesn't matter. You rank her a 10. It doesn't matter. You rank her a 10 right now, so she's a 10.
Yeah, from a distance, you know. It's been plenty of mirages that looked good from a distance.
It doesn't matter. If you had to put a number on Salma Hayek right now, what would you put on her? And if you say 9, if you say 9, I'm going to kick you off the stream.
you already said she was a 10. You already said.
He said she's unchartable. So in this scenario, he can't even have her at all.
So I mean, if that was the case, then it would just be a 12, and that would be her. But that's not the case. So
right, you can't. You have to pick 2 people.
So it's going to be a 10 and a 2 then, if that's the case,
or a 9 and a 3.
No, it's going to be a 10 and a 2.
Okay. So what are you going to get? Salma Hayek and Peter Dinklage? Peter Dinklage.
I know where you're going with this joke, Joey. I will not contribute to it.
I'm not going with a joke. I'm just trying to think of a 2.
You know, because you're trying to consider him less of a man. And
no, I'm not trying to consider him less of a man. I'm just trying to consider him a 2.
Okay, so if that's the case, let's just get this clear. There's only one penis in my fantasy. Let's let this be known and let it be certified across the cosmos and the multiverse. One penis in my fantasy, and I'm included. So I fill the quota. So let's dead that right now.
Okay.
Love it.
Okay.
All right.
Fine.
Could you guys actually sleep with a 2? I mean, like
we're men.
What happens in the dark?
There's a saying. I don't know if you guys have ever heard it or not over there, but there's a saying over here when you go out to the bar. A 2 at 10 is a 10 by 2. So
It,
we don't say
a lot
that.
of women, don't admit this, but they have taken home some downers and never let anybody know about that. You know,
Sure.
they either, they did the walk of shame themselves, or they pushed them out the window and didn't let them walk out the front door. You know what I'm saying? Because I've had conversations with women like that, and I myself can say that I've woken up next to not the same person I went to sleep next to. So, things happen,
oh, hey, also you can't consider that woman that had no legs a two. All right, by the way.
I never did.
Okay, I'm just saying in this scenario. All right, so I need to know
her acrobatics alone made her a 7.
Ooh.
All right, so I need to know, Roxanne, what is your decision on this?
Okay, it's got to be someone who I think's a 10. Reason being, when I make love to someone, I make love. I have to like that person.
Sure.
So I couldn't be with anybody that I don't find physically attractive. So it has to be a 10 all the way. Yeah, my Denzel is.
So you what you're saying is you're superficial. You can't you can't throw an ugly person a bone every once in a while.
No, I can't. That's why I asked the question for you guys. Could you sleep with someone that you didn't find physically attractive? Because I couldn't.
I mean, yeah, it depends on.
I
think most men could, if the circumstance was right. They're not going to if they have choices. But if you don't have a choice at the end of a night, you're gonna. Yeah.
Okay. There are women who sleep with inanimate objects, right? These things don't have faces. They aren't cute. There are guys who sleep with realistic inanimate objects, right? Like, it doesn't matter, essentially, and as long as it gets the job done. You know what I mean? So that's what they consider.
But I think what Roxanne is saying is part of being turned on is visual for her, and so I think
okay,
that's what
I understand,
and I get that. I get that.
She's asking from a guy perspective, because it's like there are guys that literally, not that I've seen, but I've seen videos of where they drink until their partner looks doable. And then they go home.
But that's the saying: a 2 at 10's a 10 by 2. That's the saying.
So yeah, it's like it'll happen. It's just you got to be in that right mindset, because they're, like I said, I've had an encounter with a young lady whose face to me wasn't the best, but her body was spectacular.
That's known as a butterface.
Okay. A butterface.
Yeah, have you never heard that before? You never heard of butterface before?
Butterface.
A butterface.
It's like the saying is, it's her everything looks
everything
good.
Looks
butterface.
good, but butterface.
Butterface. Oh, please, love it. But no.
So I'm not ashamed to admit that I wasn't trying to get caught in the daylight with her. Like, if she called my name, I would, I don't know, play dead or something. I don't know, something juvenile. That's just
right.
That's what some guys do, I guess.
You must be talking about my twin.
No comment.
Yeah. So
let me ask this question, and it's I think Joey just touched on the subject. So since we're doing that, I'll stay in line. And and it's so T. This is directed to you, but obviously it's for everybody. And it's: would you rather have sex with a woman with no arms or a woman with no legs?
Oof.
Who said that? You said oof.
I did. I said that. I said oof.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah. I've had experience.
I swear to God, if you say with both.
Yeah, I'm leaving. If he tells me that he's sleeping with no arms as well, I'm leaving.
Right? No.
Right?
I'm gonna go with no arms. And I'm gonna tell you why, right? Because no hands is a adaptive features that a lot of women have, right? You know what I'm talking about. Now, I've had a girl who was very good with her feet do something new to me. So that's why I would take no arms. And that's all I'm gonna say on this.
Oh man. I mean, a statement like that. I mean, there's the multitude of questions that
I know. I don't.
but Joey, what's your thoughts on that?
Oh God.
Yeah, well, let me hear Joey's got to say first.
Oh man. That's a really good question.
Crazy.
Because I usually when someone asks me a hypothetical like this, I can give an answer quickly, and I can't give an answer quickly. So, oh my God, I guess no legs. I want the arms. I want the hands and arms. Like no legs has got to be it.
Yeah, I have to admit, that's what I thought. I thought. I guess I was thinking about.
So I guess because prosthetic. All right, here we go. Absolutely no legs, because prosthetic legs are much easier to get, and I don't need a woman that ends up with a bionic hand that could just crush me with it. Like that's the thing. That's it. That's my logical answer. I need no legs.
When I say no arms or no legs, I'm not talking about using. I'm talking about they've got no arms or no legs. So we're not talking about.
Yeah, I understand. I'm saying, but no prosthetics. So you mean they just.
Yeah,
I was going to say walk around, but I guess in my choice they're not doing that.
Yeah, well, yeah. Big T said that. Yeah, you heard the suction sound.
Yeah, so they could have prosthetic arms.
You don't need legs to walk around. Is all I'm saying. Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah,
I gotta go. No legs. I want the arms and the hands. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I have to admit that's what I thought. Is that something you want to answer this one?
No, I'm the opposite. I think I need to have. Yeah, I need to have arms.
All right. Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
So,
but that also, but I could see that for a woman. I could absolutely see a woman wants the arms, because for one, you could get the last word and walk away, like, and that person, you could say whatever and leave. Like, it's like if a woman dates a dwarf, she's never going to feel like she's in danger because you just throw them off of you and you walk away. Like, yeah, for sure. I mean, I say that, but then you have what's his name, Pistorius or whatever. So who knows?
Yeah. So what if he's got arms but no fingers?
That's not good.
but he's got really small wrists. He's got really small wrists.
So you mean arms but no hands?
Oh, please.
That'll work. Adriana Bolapini says, we always have choices. What do you mean? And she says, sometimes a bad face has a wonderful head and heart.
You were geezers there.
Mm-hmm. And finally, to me, attraction is not dealing with appearance, but with ideas and energy.
Sure.
So you guys, superficial.
Yeah. That's a woman's answer, isn't it?
Yeah. And what did Bobby say up there?
What
did Bobby say? Bobby said, "Can he get one arm and one leg instead?"
He thinks he's at Kentucky.
Just so Adriana knows, for me, looks don't matter. As far as relationships go, I hadn't planned on getting a relationship with that other lady, just to clarify that. But anyways, time to test your morality.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the scenario. Your wife and child come into the house. Your child was driving the car and ended up hitting somebody and leaving them on the side of the road. The wife did not want them to get in trouble. The police come to your door and they know that somebody was driving that vehicle and they know it wasn't you. And you guys make a choice, or you have to make a choice. Are you sending your child to jail, or are you gonna let your wife take the blame?
So the wife told the kid to leave the person there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, the wife's going to jail then. Yeah. No, that's for sure. I mean, if she didn't tell him that and the kid just did it, then the kid's going. The kid's going. But no.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
it's out of my hands now. Yeah, if the wife was with the child and the police know it wasn't me, and the wife, and they come home. Yeah, if the wife says that, she's going to take the blame, I guess then that's what she's going to do. But if she says no, she's not going to, I guess then the kid has got to go. He's got to, or he or she's going to have to deal with it.
Oh no! If I know that my wife told them to leave the body there, I don't care if she takes the blame or not. I'm gonna tell the police that it was her. You're not gonna set my kids. You're not gonna set my kids up like that, and then have them carted off to the pokey. No.
Well, yeah, I guess that is a fair point. That is a fair point. Yeah, if you've left it and then that means it's now a bigger issue. Yeah. I guess you can't then turn around and say no. I'm not going to take the blame. Yeah. How
about you, Roxanne?
Yeah, I'll take the blame. I'm going to prison.
No. So in this scenario, you would be home, and it would be your husband or your child.
Oh.
No. She knows. She'll still take the. She'll still take the blame. She understands.
You're going to prison. Even if you didn't tell him, you're going to prison.
Yeah. So, all right. So that kind of brings up a question that I've asked my wife before, and I've still got another one for another scenario down the line, but this kind of brings this up. If your kid got arrested for something, and let's just say it's not a sex crime, so he hasn't done anything like that, not he or she either, but they're arrested for something. Would you bail them out?
What?
Would you bail them out of jail?
It's not obvious. Yes.
Not a sex crime, but something else that could be equally horrendous. Would you bail them out?
Yeah, I mean, what if they killed somebody?
Okay, so I don't trust the justice system.
I'll bail them out.
But it also depends on how much I like my child, because I can love him to death. But do I really like him enough to bail him out?
That's 100% true, because you can love your kids and not like them. That's 100% true.
Yeah,
just like you can have a favorite. So
you're not supposed to have a favorite, Joey.
No. You can love them equally and still have a favorite. That just means you like that one more.
That's semantics, bro. That's semantics.
No, it's not either. It's not.
You try explaining that to the kid. That's not the favorite.
I have 100% explained that to my kids, and they all understand it, and they all get it. They know who it is, and they all get it, and they're like, "We get it," and they know that my wife has a favorite, but she won't admit to having a favorite. So
I'm going to make a note of this, because you know that this is going to come back at some stage.
This is going to come back at some point for sure. I don't care. I stand on it. All three of my kids know who my favorite is, but they also know that I love them all equally and will do whatever I can for them the same.
Wow.
When I say about, I'm sorry, what was that?
Isn't it?
Is it your
daughter? The oldest, isn't it?
No, it's my daughter. The youngest, it's my daughter.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. I have to admit,
the way you have your favorite is you say, if you have to spend time with one of them, whatever you're doing is out of the question. Doesn't matter. You got to be around one of them for X amount of time. Who are you choosing? That's how you know who your favorite is.
To Joey's older children who hear this message,
they're not.
Your younger sister gets in trouble
watching this,
she's getting bailed out, but you guys are on your own.
That's not true. It all depends on the crime for me. So that's the thing. Like, depends on the crime.
If we don't, but I thought we didn't know the crime, or we know it's not a sex crime. If it's
not a sex crime, right? And that's not a sex crime.
Me, it's just straightforward. Yes.
Yeah. You bail. So no matter what, they kill somebody, you're bailing them out.
Yeah.
I'm bailing them out.
My kids are any time in prison if you don't need to.
They kill a kid.
Well, again,
see, that's where you get into it.
No. My initial answer is yes, But if you're going to start then going into it and saying,
Yeah.
They killed a child who was just walking the street.
That's what I'm trying to find. I'm trying to find that spot where you say no.
Well, yes. If you're saying it's a cold-blooded killing of a child, and it's quite clear that it's been done, and there are no, reasons why, then then maybe not. But it'd have to be something huge, man, for me not to.
Okay.
Yeah,
why is that?
These are. This hasn't been proven in a court of law yet, right?
Yeah, I was going to say. That's
No,
what
but
Bobby says. Allegedly.
Sure, but you know that they've done it. That's the thing. You know that they've done it. They're getting arrested.
Okay.
You know they've done it. They came to you. They said, "Yep, I did it." They're getting arrested, and they tell you they've done it. Right? So
people die every day, B.
Yeah.
But yeah, it has to say huge. That's it.
Well, let's take a quick break, and then we'll come back with some more conversation. So everyone watching, stick around. We'll be back in a couple of minutes.
All right.
It's the Indiana's music video show, playing all the best soul music videos, and it's better than the radio. So sit back and enjoy the show. It's the Indiana's music video show, playing all the best soul music videos, and it's better than the radio. So sit back and enjoy the show.
Keep it grown, it's sexy. We ain't playing no games. Tell me what's your love language. You can fill in the blanks. Touch me, tease me. No, my name is not Case. Indie Artist Music Video Show. Let's watch it at my place.
Welcome to Soul TV, and we are now streaming live on Television 2.0. We will provide new TV shows such as documentaries, reality TV shows, talk shows, cookery programs, music shows, concerts, red carpets, and more events, and a whole lot more. If you would like to find out more or run your own stream television channel, check us out on the website. All right, that's www.stream.com. Again, that's www.stream.com. Soul TV on Stream Television 2.0. It's the station that gives you more.
All right, we are back. So,
all right. So I think it's my turn to bring up a question.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
And again, I'm sticking to the same theme of my last question to Joey. And that's because I'm just trying to find about the love of his dog. So one has got to go, Joey. One has got to go. Your dog or your therapist? You choose. And I know how important.
That's an interesting question. That's a good question. At this point in my life, the therapist.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, at this point in my life,
how important you reckon every family should have a therapist? Everyone should.
I think everyone should check in with someone that's unbiased every once in a while. Yeah, I think it's a good thing. So.
All right, but out of the dog and the therapist,
yeah,
you'd rather risk your relationship.
Well, no, because you didn't say my wife's therapist can't go. She can still go to the therapist.
Sorry, I thought you had a therapist that you both went to see.
Occasionally we do, but I have a therapist that I go see, and my wife has a therapist that she goes to see.
Yeah, that's a couple
you both go to as well, is it?
Well, no. So the one that my wife goes to every once in a while, which has been a while since we both went, but I will go there as well sometimes. So she started out as ours. And
let me guess, your wife took her away from you.
No, it was a mutual agreement.
To come if you ever split.
It was a mutual agreement. We got what we needed out of it. It's a mutual agreement, yeah, for sure. But no, I think everyone needs someone that every once in a while, once a year, every other year, something like that, you check in, get a little unbiased opinion on things, and why maybe you react certain ways.
So she got custody, and you got visitation rights.
Yeah, basically, yeah, sure. Sure.
Dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, dog or therapist. Easy. There's not a lot I'm giving up my dog for.
Yeah, I've never owned a dog, so I'm giving up the dog.
Yeah.
Do you have any pets? Have you had any pets?
No. Well, I have had a pet. I had a pet fish named Tio, who a friend of mine's killed by not taking care of it when I went out of town. So you know.
So would you give up the therapist or a fish? Because I have an aquarium as well.
What?
I do. I have a saltwater aquarium. It's right over there.
I mean, he didn't learn how to talk, so I mean, it really wasn't nothing I could do with him. You know what I'm saying?
Have you got a therapist? Have you got a therapist, or have you had a therapist?
Have I had a therapist? Yes.
Oh man, it's huge in America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's because we value mental health.
No, we stand on our own 2 feet here in the UK, mate.
How's that working out over there?
Well, I buckled a couple of times. But so, T, were you in a relationship at the time, or were you just on your own trying to navigate through life?
It was. I was single at the time. I was having a personal crisis that I needed some outside help to deal with, and they helped me navigate through it.
Yeah.
All right. So you didn't think any of your friends could have helped you navigate through it?
Have you met my friends?
What about family? Because say, have you met my family? What about family?
I was going to say the same thing. So
okay.
So I think it's human nature to open up to complete strangers opposed to loved ones because of the way you feel as though they might view you, or them not understanding where you're coming from. So you kind of need an objective look. So for me, it wasn't that. It's just that I'm so used to dealing with strangers, quote unquote, for certain things, for certain areas of my life. So for this particular scenario, just like it was only a few months, and I needed someone who had real experience and not just life experience, like when it comes to like understanding what I'm trying to say and what I'm going through.
Okay.
Like to do a shout out to Angela Thomas, new name there that I haven't seen. Hi, Angela.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to relationship problems, marriage problems, whatever, I'm a big believer in you don't go to family about that. And it's not a great idea not necessarily go to friends about it, because, if I'm having an issue, if my wife and I are having an issue and I go to family and say whatever, they're going to probably take my side. And if my wife and I get through it and forgive each other or whatever, you can forgive and get through it, but family doesn't. And family doesn't forgive. They don't forget. And a lot of times friends don't either. So, that's just my belief on it. But no, I have my own personal therapist.
But interestingly, before we move on to another subject, US doesn't have a higher percentage of, of married couples or anything like that than the UK.
Sure.
So
I just think that the couples that are married in the US are probably happier than the ones in the UK.
Beautiful.
No, I just think you need an unbiased opinion. That helps. Someone with no skin in the game that can tell you straight up. So,
yeah.
Anyway,
all right. So, I got one for you. It's a little bit offbeat, but it's an interesting perspective. So, would you rather be an unknown superhero or the world's most famous villain?
Oof.
An unknown superhero.
It means like if you were a superhero, you would save the day, but no one would be around. Like even the person that you save per chance, you know what I mean? Like they will never see your face, never see your costume. They just know that something came in and flew away. You will always be like a very vague image to them. So no one would know that you were the person doing this. No one would know your secret identity. Like it's just you and you just dealing with it. On the other hand, you are Mike Tyson times Michael Jackson times Michael Jordan famous as a villain. Like you can't even go in the sky without birds saying you know what I'm saying? Like everyone knows you. So you literally have to have like a floating fortress to avoid people. Like you can't, take your makeup off and go in the store. Everyone's going to know who you are. Like, and you're known for villainy. So yeah, what you going to do?
Well, I'm not quite sure when you say villainy. If you mean villainy as in, does that mean that I'm wanted by the police and stuff like that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, then my concern is that sooner or later that could all come on top. I think maybe just being a superhero, unknown, but I know that I'm doing certain things, maybe fine for me. Maybe I don't need to have the accolades, but to be a villain who is known by everyone, that to me that just sounds like a disaster waiting to happen. So yeah,
I go with the unknown superhero thing, but I like the thought of doing that kind of stuff and no one knowing.
And I prefer the idea of doing that sort of stuff and everyone knowing, if I'm being honest. But
no, I don't know, because there's the bucket list. I have a what was that?
Yeah.
No one knows who they really are. But like Flash, everybody. Like I know he's talking about Flash. Everyone loves Flash,
but no one knows who he is.
Yeah. So that'd be cool.
No. This is no one even knows that there's a superhero at all.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem.
Yeah.
If no one knew who I was a superhero, but they loved me when I was a superhero, then that'd be great.
See, I have this kind of dream where I give like a kidney to somebody and they don't know I gave them the kidney. Like this weird, like, do good kind of thing when it comes to some of this stuff. No, I really do, because I want to feel good. It's completely selfish. I want to feel good about myself. But I don't.
There's got to be an easier way.
Yeah, but I don't want the other people or anyone really to know that I did it. My wife for sure,
blood.
but
I
I do give blood every chance I get. I give blood for sure. But
okay, so Joey, Adriana is asking a question. Could we bring that up?
Yeah, can we define the term?
The one before that.
What is a superhero?
That's one for Big T, isn't it?
Yeah. What is a superhero?
So, how old are you, Adriana? Like, I'm just curious.
Oh, you don't ask a woman that.
A superhero is a fictional character who has, superpowers, and they also use their abilities to save the day, whether it be natural disasters, criminals breaking the law, robbery, holding the world hostage, stuff like that. So it's
let me guess. Adriana's going to say, "Well, doctors are superheroes."
Yeah, as I was wondering. I guess the answer will be that they're heroes. They're not superheroes. I guess superheroes have to have some sort of crazy made up power.
Well, well, they don't just call them man; they call them Superman.
Well, I mean, to me, a firefighter's more of a hero than doctors are. So,
Oh yeah,
it's just me.
Sure. What about that guy that invented the app that helps you avoid crap in San Diego? He's not.
That's not a doctor. That's not a doctor. No, that's a capitalist. That's a capitalist who making money. No, yeah, I don't. Anyway, yeah, I would take the superhero and no one knowing. That's fine with me, because if no one knows, then that means I could also go steal some money or something like that. So like.
Now you just added bits on.
Okay, so would you? Let's say you're in a relationship with somebody, a couple years maybe. I don't know, whatever. You've been in the relationship long enough that you really do like this person, love this person, whatever term you want to use. You get along great. And then you find out that they used to be the opposite sex. But you can't tell. Like, you can't look at them and tell that, that the woman used to be a man. And for Roxanne, you can't look at it and tell that the man used to be a woman. The surgery, everything. I mean, everything is just like what sex you're attracted to, male, female, whatever. Do you break up with that? Do you break it off? You're not married, but you're in a long-term or whatever. You're in a really good, happy relationship. Do you break it off with them? Or do you stay with them?
Would you rather stay or leave in that particular scenario?
Yes, I'm saying, would you stay with them if you found that out, or would you leave?
Yeah, I think I already answered that. So I don't think I would leave if I found out Roxanne was a geezer.
Yeah. Look closely next time.
Then no.
Yeah, but see, you guys have been together for a long time. You've been married for a long time. I'm talking about you're not married, but you
we've been
you
together for a long
dated.
time.
No. You've been together long enough to consider it a committed relationship, but you're not married. You're just dating. So there's no, you're not having to split anything if you take off or whatever.
Yeah.
You're just in a good, healthy relationship, and then you find that out. Do you leave or do you stay?
Well, again, I guess it depends on time, but no, I think same thing. If you're talking about we're in a good, healthy relationship, to be in a good, healthy relationship, I'm assuming that means we've been together for a period of time. And during that period of time, everything's been great. So, no, I don't think I would.
Yeah, I'm not going to stay. I don't like liars.
That's not a lie, though.
Well, they say...
Yeah, but I found out something that they didn't share with me, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
an omission of the truth. Yeah.
But all
Yeah.
right. So what if you found out they had an abortion at some point? Is that, you consider that a lie?
Ooh.
No.
Okay.
Because
What,
I never
you
asked
find
the
out that
question.
you find out that they're a Republican. Is that a lie? I mean,
So we're taking politics out of it. What I'm saying is, initially, if I'm, and this is just me, if I'm getting to know somebody and I'm divulging all my truths and I'm letting it out there, like in today's society, hey, I've always been me. This is who I am. Blah 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 blah, and this is how I feel about certain things, especially when it comes to lying. So, in earnest, you would think that someone would reciprocate that self or that with their truths. Oh, just so this isn't an issue, I used to be Rick, now I go by Rikisha or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's all types of, white lies and stuff that people like to use as an excuse to not, be honest with somebody. But, that's something that you really, because think about it, I'm hammering away at this person trying to get them pregnant, have a child. They're lying to me because they don't have reproductive organs to begin with, and then it's like,
okay, but what if they tell you up front? What if they tell you up front I can't have kids?
Okay, all right. So then there's, not to be all up in your medical history, but if you quote unquote love me and we've taken this route, there has to be an explanation.
I was sick at some point and I had to have a surgery, and
That's a
I
lie,
can't have kids. It's not.
Okay, go ahead. Finish what you were saying. You were sick at some point. You had to have a surgery.
At some point, there was something wrong. I had to have a surgery. Now I can't have kids because of the surgery.
Okay, so that means prior to the surgery, you could have kids, right?
Not what I said, though. You're reading into it.
No, but that is what you would be naturally led to believe.
Mm-hmm.
If after surgery you can't have kids, that would lead.
So maybe I have
there's an issue that I was
there's
an issue that I was born with, and I can't have kids. I was born without a uterus. I can't have kids.
Oh, very loyous.
I have to admit,
clues, Joey.
I have to admit,
context clues.
Yeah, I have to admit. Now it sounds like the person is not being upfront with information.
Okay, how long into a relationship should that person? At what point should they divulge that? The first date, or 3 months in?
Before sex.
Okay, but so then in your case, they can wait 3 months to tell you that, right?
What?
Because he said 90 days. 2 weeks ago, he said 90 days. So 3 months they can wait to tell you that.
Woo.
Joey's good.
What did T say?
What'd you say?
I said technically.
Not technically. You said before sex. So if you don't have, and let's just say you get into an accident on the 89th day and you're going to be in a body cast for a couple of months. Now they got a couple more months because your stipulation is they have to tell you before you have sex. So as long as they wait until right before the clothes come off,
I'm going to be honest with you, Joey. You'll never be in a situation where I have to get information out of you or you want to divulge certain intimate details to me, but it usually comes out before the 90 days. You know what I
Sure,
mean?
I can
So,
understand that,
you
but
know,
I'm saying how long is it okay? At what point, if you go any farther, you've waited too long. That's what I'm saying. Where's that window for you? When do they need to tell you
okay,
the
so
first conversation, or within the first 10 dates, or what?
it depends on that person's character. If they're the type of people who don't want to be deceptive and things like that and be forthcoming, they're gonna let it out. Hey, I respect you enough to say, hey, this is the deal. You can accept it or not, but I'm not gonna lie to you. Me personally, I'm going to show them what type of person I am, not just with my words, but also with my actions, and they'll respect me enough to be forthcoming. You know what I
Okay,
mean? Like,
so
I don't.
no, go ahead. You can finish. Go ahead.
I was gonna say because respect goes both ways. You know what I
Sure.
mean? Because I can respect them and their decision to possibly hide that or to be upfront and not to put me into situations where you didn't give me a choice. You took away my ability to make a choice to continue this or not.
Okay.
Right. I've got two comments. Adriana Volpini, about this question, she says, this is a very difficult issue to me, but it's very personal.
For sure.
Shannon Johnson says, honesty up front can give you the choice to move forward or continue to search for what you desire and can be fulfilled. She also says, I think it should be revealed once you decide to be exclusive in the relationship. Within 90 days, you should have asked these important questions or told one another important things about yourself.
Yeah. Shannon Johnson. Yeah, I concur.
All right. So let's say then that they divulge that information within the amount of time. For Big T, it's before you have sex, right? You get into important let's just say 5 dates in. Let's just make it a nice round number. 5 dates in, you're really spilling your guts on things, and they tell you, do you continue to date the person or no?
No.
Yeah, I think.
Wow.
Well,
but hold on a minute. That's the only issue you found. They tell you that everything else was great. You really like this person. You're really getting along. Like, outside of that, it's been like the perfect relationship so far. Do you continue to date the person or no?
Okay, I've dated women who were checked off all the boxes, but her breath was atrocious. So the fact that I could have gave her a mint every time I saw her didn't deter from the fact
Yeah,
that
but you don't have to do anything to this other person. You don't have to do anything to them.
The fact is, I have a choice.
Yeah, you do have a choice. I'm just saying, but based on that, what you're saying is you could have fixed the other with a breath. There's nothing to fix about this other relationship. The doctor fixed it already.
The fact is, yes, ideally someone should be accepting of anyone, no matter their past or whatever the case may be, right? And that's fine. So, but I also have a choice on what I get to choose. You know what I'm saying? Because all right, that's great if you choose, but I just choose not to.
Yeah, I understand that. I'm just trying to see if I can change your mind. That's it.
Oh, I know. I know you want me to get on the boat with you, Joey.
No, it's not that I don't want you to get on the boat. I'm really just trying to find that line, because I'm gonna make an adjustment here in a moment. So, all right, Andre, what do you do? Everything is perfect, and even when this person is naked, you cannot tell that they used to be a man. There are no signs. I mean, they have soft hands like women. I mean, it's not like there's no way you can tell. If they hadn't have told you, you would have never known. But they tell you within a healthy amount of time for you, do you continue to date them or no?
Joey, is Caitlyn on your bucket list?
No. If I were an older man, yeah, sure. No. So Andre, you say probably not, right?
Yeah.
All right. Roxanne?
I don't know if it's a woman versus a man thing, but to me, I don't think that's a bad thing. If you were once a woman and you're now a man and I'm into you, then it's no problem for me. The
see,
relationship continue.
Yeah, I agree with Roxanne. Like, to me, it's just like, am I attracted to you? The answer is yes. Do we have a good relationship going? The answer is yes. Like, I can't tell you used to be a man. You don't have man parts anymore. I'm fine with it. I don't care. I continue. I don't even care if I had been with this person for years. Would I be bothered they didn't tell me earlier? Yeah. Would I break up with him? No. No, for sure. All right.
Okay.
Hold on. Just go ahead. What were you fixing to say?
Oh, no.
I got more to add to this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just
all right.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No. I was going to ask a question, but no, my question is something totally different. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
So, you're dating someone who is, so for T and Andre, this person is a woman. They've always been a woman, right? Look like a woman. They've always been a woman. Roxanne, this is a man, always been a man physically, but this person calls themselves, identifies as the opposite sex. It's a female body, but they're saying they identify as a man. Roxanne, he's got a man's body, presents as a man, but says that he identifies as a woman. But that is it. It's only that they say that. They don't dress to look like it. They don't grow a beard or grow long hair or wear the makeup or whatever, however you want to put it. They only say they identify as a man. Do you stay with that person?
Okay, so they just say call, like they have their born female name, but they want to be greeted or referred to as a man.
Nope, everything's the same, but they identify as a man. Let's just say they got
identify as a man.
Let's just say they got a unisex name, whatever. Their name is Tommy.
You said Tom?
Tommy.
Okay.
Tommy. Their name is Tommy, and you're gonna continue to call them that name. They're gonna continue to look like a woman, but on all the paperwork they fill out and everything else, it's gonna say man. They just don't look like a man or act like a man or whatever that is.
For me,
go ahead.
I think on that premise alone, then yes, we can obviously stay together. But for me already, that is bringing up warning signs for me of where is that person's mindset at, and what does that mean? It's something I would struggle to understand, and because I struggle to understand it, I guess if that's it, then I don't see a problem. But I would still struggle to understand it, and I would be wondering, where is this leading? But the answer is, if you're saying that's all it is, then no, that's not sufficient reason to split. T?
Okay, so I'm going to stay because I've participated in a scenario someone close to this, right? So there was 2 women in my past who were bisexual, and they used to dress masculine. You know what I mean? So call them tomboys or whatever, but that's how they carried themselves when they were out in the streets. Now, whenever they would come over to my place, I would make them dress feminine because that's how I, wanted them to be around me. Right?
Oh,
so
wow.
The
patriarchy at work.
No. So it was a request that they didn't mind fulfilling. Not that I forced them to, like, don't come over here unless you got on X, Y, and Z. No, it was a personal request that they didn't mind fulfilling because we got along in that area of play. You know what I mean? So, but when we were out, it was like all dap ups, no hugs type situation. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the persona they wanted to, carry in the public or whatever. So, yeah.
Okay. Roxanne, what's your answer to my question?
Again, might sound as if I'm twisting things around, but I think I'm agreeing with Andre here. I would find it difficult to understand why you'd want to identify as or someone opposite, as the opposite sex. So you're saying that this person is acting like a man, but identifies to be a woman in my situation.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't understand that. Then, you're starting to get psychological. I think that I'll be worried that it's going to lead down another path. So I don't. Yeah, I think that this person, I would. Yeah, the relationship would have to end.
Okay. All right.
Right. Let's see if we can lift the mood a bit. Yeah, go on.
Can I just say, Shannon Johnson says, if you continue to date, you must have accepted the information you gathered. And yes, if you are a trans, I don't want to date you. If you are gay, no, I do not want to date. I am a woman and I am strictly dickly.
Hey. Hopefully we get more from Shannon.
She's got some good comments.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so this question relates to something that was said a couple of weeks ago. So if the people viewing didn't see the show, they may struggle a little bit to understand the question. And but this is steered more towards you again, Joy.
No, I would expect nothing less.
Good stuff. All right, and the question is, which is more likely to end civilization as we know it? Russia and their nuclear weapons, or total equality between men and women?
Which is
Say
more
that one more
likely to
time.
end civilization?
And then let me just prompt some people, because Joey, you were telling me how this equality between men and women, how it brought down Rome and
No. No. I did not say equality between men and women. That is not what I said. I said when the question of gender and what is male, what is female, is there a difference in gender? But not talking about equality between genders. I'm saying like the question of gender and male or female. That is what happened right before all the big civilizations collapsed. Not equality between genders. No.
Okay, so my question then is, what is more likely to end civilization as we know it? Russia and their nuclear weapons, or continuous questions of gender?
Yeah, I mean, I think to end civilization as a whole, it's going to be nuclear weapons. But I think to end the U.S. empire, the great superpower that it's going to be the question of gender, and is gender real, and is there a male, is there a female? I think that will end the U.S. society before nuclear weapons will.
All right. So basically, then you're saying then that yes, the U.S. are on their way then to
100%. We're on our way.
Woo. And that's because of the whole gender question.
Yeah, when you start to question whether there is male and is female and are there differences, then yeah, we're on our way for sure.
Right. Okay. T? Gender or Russian nuclear weapons?
If you ask me what would end the world quicker, I'm going to say nuclear weapons. I think that
is more likely to end the U.S.
Yeah, because really, the conversation is a slow burn. It's gonna build and build, but a quick flick and an explosion could take out a lot. You know what I mean? And if it's multiple, then bend over and kiss it goodbye. I
just don't think it'll ever get to that point. I think the countries that have the ability to use nuclear weapons aren't as likely to use it because they know what that means detriment to them as well. Yes. I think that's the thing. Now, is Russia just crazy enough to go, nah, we're Russia, we can survive? Maybe, but I don't think so. I don't think that the leaders in Russia are that dumb.
Okay, just that's really my question. Well, if there's silence, I've got more.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, let me ask a similar question to T.
Okay.
One has got to go, T. Yeah, you just know. Right, one's got to go. Your muffin top or your man boobs? Which one? Why's it gone quiet?
The blasphemy.
Sorry,
The blasphemy coming from across the pond.
Well, we know about the muffin tops already because you've told us plenty times. And I'm assuming the two go together.
Man, oh man, oh man. Okay. I'm gonna go with the muffin top.
What?
The man boobs can be shaped into pectorals. I don't know why you decided
I disagree with that.
I don't know why you decided to come for me, Andre, but just know that this is correct too.
But you're the muffin top man. I mean, we know that we know that you've done.
Okay. Okay, so that was a nickname that I received at a time period of my life due to what I was doing. Yes, you talking about I'm the muffin top man. Like I go around parading that information. Hey, ladies, come check out Muffin Top.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
know
Like,
the muffin top man? The muffin top man. The muffin.
Oh God, anyone who watches our show must know. They must know. It's not once we've mentioned it. It's been mentioned more than once. So it's not something
I
that just.
understand that.
If I can only keep one, I'm going to keep the muffin top and let the man boobs go because I can suck in the muffin top. I can't suck in these man tits. I mean, these things are getting out of hand over here.
Yeah, after a bit, I prefer to keep the muffin top and let the man boobs go myself as well.
That's a choice.
What you prefer, Roxanne? A man with muffin tops or?
I love your man boobs.
I knew I should never ask.
I feel like somebody bought some nipple clamps in Portugal.
Not just that, some candle wax. All right, so
yeah,
I got one for you.
Can I just read out a couple of things?
Yeah, go for it.
Go ahead.
Right. Shannon Johnson's come back and said total equity and the confusion of men wanting to be women and women desiring to be men. Who's going to make babies? Babies keeps world survival.
Yeah, I don't think. I don't think we can doubt who's going to be having the babies. Well, then again, who knows? But, yeah, but at the moment, yeah, we still know that.
Adriana Volpini says, gender is something that comes up nowadays. It's a topic that is existing since forever. It is I was reading her. It's the other habits that might put the end to the planet. Sorry, it's our habits that might put an end to the planet. Environment problem is more threatening.
Ah, okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. So yeah, so in other words, it's less about gender and more, which is a very good point. Which is more about the way we're polluting the earth, which I guess I know that Joey also agrees with.
Yeah, I mean, I think as far as ending life, yeah, that's nuclear weapons, and the way we handle pollution is going to end life. But as far as what's going to collapse an empire like Romans and the dynasties and stuff back in the day, we're well on our way to that right now in the U.S.
Yeah. So basically, what she's saying is, we're worried about things that's not affecting the planet when we should be worried about the things that are affecting the planet.
Well, we worry about issues that are really non-issues.
Of course,
it's ridiculous. So,
okay.
Speaking of ridiculous, would you rather be forced to go to the wedding and honeymoon of your soulmate, or sit through a graduation of 1,000?
Or what? Or the graduation of 1,000?
Yeah, a class of 1,000 students.
That's an easy one for me.
I don't really understand the question. What's
a graduation?
No,
is what? in America when they.
Yeah, I know what it is, but why would I want to go there?
Okay.
It just sounds like a crazy question. Why would I want to go to a graduation of 1,000 people? Do I know any of them? I'm missing something.
Yeah, that sounds like a nightmare.
So either
I would rather go to the soulmate thing. I don't believe in soulmates.
so either you go to the wedding and you have to be there on the weekend or the whole vacation of their honeymoon, or you go to a graduation of a class of 1,000 people.
No.
Oh, class.
So
That's long.
Yeah, exactly. No, I'll still go to the honeymoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Especially it's abroad, another country. Yeah, a little holiday. Yeah. Works for me. Works for me.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't believe in soulmates when it comes to that kind of stuff. So
Yeah, I understand what you were saying, but yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
wow, you guys are horrible. You guys are terrible people. But I think I will go to the graduation.
You would?
Of 1,000 people.
no way. That sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Adams Stock, come on down.
Nope.
Adams Bush, come on down. What if like 200 people were late? Oh man, that would be Imagine how big that auditorium would have to be. Man, that's gonna be awesome. People are going to pass out and possibly die, but it's going to be awesome.
I had to go to two graduations that was probably nearly 1,000 students. So, yeah, high school that my sons went to. Yeah, no. The high school that my sons went to, the graduating class was probably nearly 1,000. So,
how is that possible?
It was a shitload of kids in that school.
What, he crammed in there like tunas? Like
it was a big school. I mean, it was. I mean, I'm not saying it was 1,000, but I'm saying it was close to 1,000. It was a lot. It was it was well over 500. I'll put it that way. It was well over 500. So
they're different schools that size here, but we break them up. They like you have morning sessions and yeah, you don't have to sit through the whole thing. There'll be a morning session for your child or a session.
Yeah,
that's how it's done. That's what Andrew does.
Yeah,
whenever I do it. Yeah, so you don't have to sit through see everybody.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question?
Go for it.
Sure.
Would you rather be a rich black man, a poor white man, or an intelligent Asian man, and why?
What? Well, I'm already black.
Mm-hmm.
So I think no matter what your scenario would have been, the answer would have been black man.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the fact that you're a rich black man, that's just better.
Okay. All right. Big T?
Yeah.
Could you give me those descriptions one more time?
A rich black man, a poor white man, or an intelligent Asian man?
What country am I living in?
America.
I'm really screwed either way with any of those choices. So I'll just go with a rich black man.
Okay. And you, Joey?
Well, I'm already a smart Asian, so I guess I'm going to go. I mean, I identify as a smart Asian. I should put it that way. No. I mean, rich black man all day. Money's more important to me than as far as that goes. Like, race doesn't matter to me though. Like, race really doesn't matter to me. And I understand. I say that as a white man. I get it, but I'm just saying, like, that is not. I feel like money can help with a lot of what people deal with, as far as, like, if I got enough money, if I'm rich enough, I just buy an island and stay on my island. I don't have to deal with anything. But yeah, money, I can do good with money, and that's why I choose the rich version. Yeah.
There are a lot of private islands for sale.
Yes, for sure. And they're not as expensive as you think.
Yeah, I found that out.
Oh dear. These guys are checking out the prices of islands. I have no idea what the price of an island is.
You don't ever do things like that just to kind of like daydream?
So
Nah,
Yeah.
no, I
it's
wouldn't
like
mind.
it's like 200 acres for like I think it was like 28 grand or something like that. Like that's not
Yeah.
bad.
Oh,
No.
well, we
Look,
don't have to be that
look.
rich then.
If the four of us put our money together, we could buy the island and we could just go and live on the island.
Or you guys will let me rent some space on your island. You know, as far as the upfront part, I don't have it right now, so you know, I'll just rent. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Or you could let me live there for free and it could be a tax write-off. Like it's so many things. We'll talk about it off air. We'll talk about it off air.
Would you rather be treated like a woman at your workplace, or would you rather be a man but in the low position there and have to work your way up?
Huh?
You're a woman like higher up in the food chain at work, all right? You're a woman, but you're on up there. You're in management or executive management, whatever you want to say. You're not the owner of the company or the CEO, but you're way up there, and you're a woman, and you deal with whatever women deal with in that scenario. Or you are a man, but you're the lowest on the, you're at the bottom of the barrel as far as the jobs go, and you have to work your way up.
I'm not clear on.
So
Yeah, go on, you go, T.
I was gonna say it sounds like you're in a scenario to where you could possibly be like, I don't know, harassed or well respected in this high management position, or you could be treated like a number at the bottom of the corporate totem pole, right? Is that
And
what
work
you're
your
saying?
way, and work your way up.
But okay, so I mean, essentially, if you're being treated like this person, it varies on, I guess the company or the people or whatever, right? So I would still have the job of a manager. It wouldn't matter how other people viewed me, right? Like to me. So I mean, I guess I would be treated like that woman or whatever, you know? I mean, if I had a choice to start from the bottom or, shoot to the top or whatever. Now, unless she earned it the old fashioned way,
Well, see,
I don't.
that's where it gets you because people automatically assume a woman did something
Yeah.
to get to that. But so that's what I'm saying. Do you want to have to deal with some of that stuff and be up there at the top, or do you want to not have to deal with it and work your way up there?
Okay, so if you mean I had to get down on my knees for my female
That's
boss,
not what that's not
I
what I'm
wouldn't.
saying.
I wouldn't mind, but I wouldn't. I would
So
also
is that
want
how
my
women
name
get
to be
promoted in
respected.
America?
No. I'm saying in that particular scenario. Now, if they can assume that I went down on her, and that's fine, but I know what I did to earn this position. You know what I mean? So it's people's perceptions I'm not worried about. It's it's whether or not that I actually, stay true to myself in that, scenario.
Yeah, I think I'm along the same lines. I'll be less concerned about what people thought. If I worked and earned my way to that position, then I think however people try to deal with me or handle me, if they try to deal with me as a woman, it's something I'd be able to deal with and I don't know, set straight or whatever it needed to be. So yeah, I wouldn't have a problem with that.
Okay. All right.
T, you got anything or where are we?
About 10 minutes left.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I just say,
Yeah, read that.
Shannon Johnson says, this hit home, and she's referring to Big T's question about either going to your soulmate's wedding or the graduation. She says, this hit home. I have gone to the wedding of someone I thought was my soulmate until I met the love of my life.
Right.
But to answer the question, I was miserable. I should have gone to the graduation. I may had heard the name of someone I knew or pretended Hold on, sorry.
Or she, I think she's on, or she might have heard the name of someone she knew, or she would have just pretended, or she would have just pretended she did.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. All right. So, in this particular scenario, right? Let's say, would you rather, if you in order to drive yourself anywhere, you always had to ride a horse. There's no options to ride no motorcycles, no buses, no planes. You always have to ride a horse. Or would you always have to catch a ride with somebody else? Never be able to ride like by yourself. You always dependent on ride share, taxi, trains, a friend, whatever. Like, so what would you rather do? Would you always ride a horse or catch a ride?
Horse.
Is it? I don't know.
Horse.
I think catch a ride. It just doesn't sound realistic to be talking about trying to get from A to B on a horse. Yeah, it depends on people who can't drive and they manage through life. So yeah, especially if you've got enough money for cabbie and stuff. But no, the idea of a horse just doesn't. I don't really see how that would work.
I don't know, a horse. I like the independence.
Yeah, you by yourself, Joey. Yeah,
Plus that's your shtick at that point. It's just like, because you could either ride a horse when you need to ride the horse, but there's going to be times when people are going to be like, I really don't want to wait on you to ride that horse or whatever, so just ride with me. And so I get the best of both worlds. Sometimes I'll ride with somebody else, and sometimes I'll get on my horse. But it's also, you're the horse guy at that point. Everybody likes the horse guy. Tell me somebody that has a horse that you don't like.
How would that work? How would that even work? I mean, I don't know how it is in the US, but here I got a horse. You know, I just happen to have somewhere local where I can walk to my horse, maybe next door. I've got a huge back garden. It's my horse. I jump on a horse. I'm going to work, for instance. Where am I going to leave that horse? How's that going to work? And what happens when you drop something? Do I have to walk around with one of those little bags? Like you?
No, not little. Massive.
No, they make things that go behind a horse that catches that.
Okay.
Do that?
Yeah.
Okay, so what if someone steals your horse?
I mean, that's got to be pretty easy. That's got to be pretty easy to find, because I mean, it's a horse. Not that who else is riding around on a horse but me?
Where do you leave it when you go to work? Where do you park it up?
I mean, depending on where you're at, like there's a place where I could tie it up. It's not meant for horses, but I could still tie it up there.
Okay, so you're just gonna have him outside in the snow while you do your little 8-hour shift, and he's just messed up out there with his horse feed and probably a blanket.
What do they do on the farm?
They keep him on the farm. That's what they do.
but it's still snow.
Yeah, but they give them blankets and they got
I can't put a blanket on the horse.
They have stables. I'm just saying, this isn't the 1860s where you in the great frontier. Like,
your average horse barn isn't heated and cooled. It's still cold in there.
Okay, but there aren't any outside of Starbucks or wherever you work. You know what I mean? Like,
but I don't work there. I have to answer the question based on me. I don't work at Starbucks.
So there's a place for you to park your horse right now where you work.
There is a place that I could park a horse if I work. It's not a sign there that says horse parking, but there is a place, and it's covered, that I could park my horse.
And what about drive-thrus at McDonald's? You think you can trot the horse through McDonald's for your drive-thru?
I could, but why wouldn't I just tie it up outside and go in real quick?
Okay, so when you got to go out of town, let's say you got to go to New York.
Okay, airplane.
The horse
No. This is the only way you travel, Joey. There is no.
I didn't hear you say that. I didn't hear you say it's the only way you travel.
Yes,
okay,
I said this is the only way you get around.
Fine, then I will just be the socialist that mooches off of everyone else and gets around.
You sound like one of the kids now. Fine. That's how my kids go.
Look, you gave up on Buttercup so fast.
I will get my previously male spouse to drive me somewhere. That's what I will do.
Oh, bloody hell.
I'll take my rich black ass and buy a plane.
Oh,
No, because you'd be
Man.
dead driving around in some rich area. Police will stop you because they stole the car.
Trust me, you'll be black for 10 minutes, Joey.
Look, I completely understand how easy it is for me to say that as a white guy. I get it.
Nah, yeah, but yeah, you gave up on that horse thing too quick, Joey. I can't trust you.
No, I just don't want to continue going down that path. But I also didn't hear you say that's the only way I could travel. I'm sorry. So I missed that part.
I didn't even say it, but it was great. It was great.
Oh man.
All
All right.
You got 4 minutes.
Does that mean I can ask you one more question then?
Yeah, go for it.
Oh yeah.
All right. So it's a scenario. You meet a woman you fancy, you make your move, but end up in her friend zone. The only way out is to smash her back doors in and then take her to a fine restaurant. So the question is, where are you taking her, Joey?
Wait. Read that again. Somewhere I lost something.
And what you mean by back door?
Yeah, go ahead. What now?
You guys know that. You met a woman, you make your move, you end up in a friend zone. The only way out is to smash her back doors in. Are you guys not familiar with that term?
No, I guess not.
Oh.
I think I know what you're saying, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, you're sure. Yeah, you're right. You smash her back doors in, bro.
All right.
So yeah, so that's the only way, and then take her to a restaurant. So the question is, where are you taking her?
If I've been in the friend zone, I'm in the friend zone.
You're in a friend zone, but the only way you can get out of that friend zone is to start smashing back doors in.
I need contacts. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm still not 100% sure I know what smashing back doors in is.
What do you think it means?
I mean, immediately you go to anal, but you know.
Yes, that's
okay.
Smashing.
If that's what if I like her and that's what she's into, who cares?
Okay. Okay, well, that's why I said where are you taking that, because I guess that.
Yeah, so whatever. I mean,
so you as well, T, yeah? You know, just smashing back doors in as well, yeah?
I hope she likes seafood.
They love it. They love it. They're good.
no, I mean, where am I taking her?
Yeah, no. When I ask where you're taking her, in other words, I've already decided. I'm already smashing back doors in.
Yeah.
I know you're going to be going that route, so that's why I'm asking.
Yeah.
So I haven't even asked you. Which you
Actually, you know what? That could be a trick, because it's like, is this the only option? I need to investigate. Like,
that's the only option. That's the only option. In America, is that a popular thing in America, isn't it? You guys are on that.
What, backdoor fees?
Into that? People do that. Yeah, I don't know that I'd say it's a thing. It's not my thing, but whatever.
Awesome.
To each their own.
Yeah, that's called a backdoor fee. But
did we say a backdoor fee? Did he say?
Yeah. That there's a procedure for that. You can't just.
Is that the time already?
Yeah, it is actually. We have 1 minute. So T, you want to say goodbye, T?
It's been a great show, and Easy wish she was here, but maybe next time. Topics were great, and goodbye, everybody.
Andre?
Yeah, I think normally I'm a bit disappointed when time comes to an end, but I think it came just at the right time. T started to go into details that was just a little bit too much. So yeah, another great show. Always enjoy getting together, and long may it rain.
Roxanne?
Right, I just want to end with two last comments. Adriana Volibini says, don't need a horse, I walk. And she also says goodbye. And Shannon Johnson says, I will buy the island and invite you all for laughs, food, and drinks.
Hold on,
That's
before
really
you
nice.
go, I see Shannon also says, back door, you're not my friend, and you can come through the front door. So I don't know if Shannon's in from US or UK.
I'll be finding out later.
No, Dallas, Texas.
Dallas.
There you go.
Oh, it's your neck of the woods, Joe, isn't it?
Close by.
It's a good ways away from me, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Anyway, so we will be back in 2 weeks on November the 6th, and yeah, I guess it'll be Andre hosting next time. We'll see if Easy's going to be able to make it for that or not, and otherwise, yeah. Please share this show. Go like us on Facebook. Something for the weekend, and then go subscribe to our YouTube channel, Something for the Weekend as well. And then yeah, we will see you next time. Goodbye.
Peace.